Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome to Let's Play Neutopia, one of the classic games off of the TurboGrafx 16. And if you don't know what the TurboGrafx 16 is, well, you've been missing out because it's a great system. They're just really hard to find. Not a very well-known thing, it seems like. I don't know anybody that knows what a TurboGrafx 16 is. It's just, they're really expensive now. I looked for one on Amazon the other day, and they're like fucking $800. I don't think I'm going to be splurging on buying one. Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome to Let's Play Neutopia, one of the classic games off of the TurboGrafx 16. And if you don't know what a TurboGrafx 16 is, well, my friend, you've been missing out, because it's a great console. They're just really hard to find, and they're really expensive. I just looked up one on Amazon a few minutes ago, and it's definitely $900, so I don't think I'm going to splurge for one right now. But this is definitely one of the better titles off of the console, and you'll definitely see why. It's a great game. I've only played through a little bit of it just to make sure that it worked, so we're in for a treat. Now, I know what you're thinking. This looks like an ordinary Zelda clone, because it is an ordinary Zelda clone, but just a little bit different. It's got some of its own quirks that make it a bit more unique, but it's a lot of fun, and just bear with me here. I told myself I'd never do a Zelda game, and technically I'm not, so here we go. Now, let's get down to business here. I don't want to tie you up for too long. Oh, you must be Jazita. Thank heavens you came. That reminds me of Vegeta, by the way, from Dragon Ball Z. A terrible tragedy has befallen us. Late last night, the evil demon Dearth Nowitzki came to us as we slept. Like a bolt out of the night sky, he kidnapped Princess Aurora and the 8 medallions. Huh, it looks particularly familiar now, doesn't it? Each medallion represents the spirit of our beloved leaders who still live inside us all, sexually. Dearth was our father's archenemy, and he used his power to cast our fathers into stone. All of our ancestors' wisdom, power, and virtue are contained within the medallions. Also sounds familiar. The princess was the only one who could unleash the forces of goodness. Now she is gone. We have news that Dearth has spread the medallion in his labyrinths and hidden the princess in his crypt. Use this compass to direct you to each of the medallions. That compass is going to be one of the biggest differences between the two games, by the way. That compass is awesome, and you'll see. The power and wisdom of our ancestors and the love of the princess will be your reward. Yes! We get to have some titties after the game's over. As an old and wise mother, I have the power of healing. Come back when you feel weak. Alright, so yes, it literally looks exactly like it, up and down, but this game has awesome graphics, has a really good soundtrack to it, considering that the sound chip for the TurboGrafx 16 was a little bit inferior in comparison to like the Super Nintendo and whatnot, but yeah, as you can see, it's literally just a carbon copy all the way up and down, but I will tell you one thing, this is the damn best knockoff of a Zelda game I've ever played. Which, getting into that, this is, I've only played up through the first dungeon, so everything after that, I don't know anything about it. Just throwing that out there. I just wanted to play it for a little bit to see if it was really worth me taking the time to play, and it is. So, let's go explore down here. You're gonna find out really quick, by the way, that every time we go down a set of stairs in the ground like this, or go into a cave, they're always inhabited with people, every fucking time. It's like they all don't live above ground anymore. Take this valuable Book of Revival. The book will give you the power to return here to receive a password, which, that's one of the biggest downsides of this game, is those passwords are long as shit and totally cryptic. They're a real pain in the ass, but because we're going to be using save states, we don't really have to worry about it, so it's all good. Go now and use the charmed compass to lead you on your way. The compass will help you find your way through the maze of rooms in the labyrinths. Once you leave this room, head west for the labyrinth. Take care and use all your powers. Which, oh, don't worry, we will. We really will. Our hero Jazita has obtained the Book of Revival. Yes, he also does that little move too. I really like that little theme though when you're talking to people in there. It's like, it's really, I don't know, it's kind of like cheery and uplifting and whatever. But I like the overworld here. I like the how they kind of keep the same sort of inventory and HUD screen going on. kind of cool. The other kind of faux pas with this game is the hit detection, and you kind of saw it a little bit. Like, you literally have to be standing directly in front of something to hit it. Like, if you're even just a little bit above it or to the side of it or whatever, you're not going to hit that damn thing. So, there's a couple of small drawbacks here, but more or less, it's a damn good game from what I've seen. I'm a kind and gentle old man who will help you to prepare for your journey. When you're close to a hidden medallion, the compass will sound a signal to alert you. Just like Zelda games do. Go now and search out your destiny by stealing everything that I've got in my house. Has obtained the boom bombs. Alright, at least they gave these to us early in the game. Our hero Jazita has obtained the medicine of vitality. Oh, goody. That's what I'm talking about. Vitality is always a good thing, especially when it comes to using it in the bedroom and you turn into a freak in the sheets where you just ream the living hell out of her, and that's all you need to have in this life. If you can take your crotch and just ruin a chick's vagina with it, then hey, you're doing something right. And by ruining it, I mean not actually ruining it, because that wouldn't do anybody any good at all. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. Look at this guy. If you want to revitalize your life, you can return to the Shrine of the Kind Old Lady. You can also obtain a secret password from her. Yeah, we've heard about this already. It'll allow you to save the game up to this point, so if you need to stop, ask the old lady with the large memory to help. And by memory, I mean she's got giant tits and a nice ass. Was that guy wearing a cape? I did just realize that. I think he's wearing a cape. So, I'm having a really shitty day, by the way. Just want to let you guys know. I've been sick basically all day. I'm not talking like sniffle, sniffle, sneeze, sneeze sick. I'm talking like I basically almost threw up while I was brushing my teeth this morning because I had some bad Chinese food that really did a number on my stomach. Oh my god. However, it's kind of overshadowed by the fact that I totally won 50 bucks on slots last night while I was at the Chinese restaurant watching the Portland Trailblazers game in the back room where they've got all the slot machines and everything. I have terrible, terrible luck when it comes to playing slots, so that guy looks pissed. Evil is everywhere now that Dearth has captured the powers of the medallions. Under the princess's control, the medallion's power was put only to good use. Our country prospered from the wealth and happiness that the medallions gave us. Now Dearth controls that power, and he will undoubtedly use it to fulfill his own evil ends. And by that, I mean, now my fucking food stamps aren't gonna work anymore. Because you know he's not gonna give us any money with that stuff. Ugh. But yeah, I decided to play, and like, and I only put $5 in because I never ever win in slots, ever. I'm talking, my luck is like far below what the average person's bad luck is. It's just like, it's not even, it's like wrong. I have like the combined bad luck of everybody in the world, I think. The White Wings of Return will allow you to fly back to the place of your last password. This can be helpful if your life is low and you're feeling down, which sounds like the lyrics to a song. Which I've heard there's a lot of like random like references to like movies and other things in this game, so I'm sure we'll probably find quite a few of them. But I put in $5 just to see what would happen. Ah! God, these guys are big. There we go. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be though. And I triggered the bonus in like the first like 3 spins, and I ended up winning $50 in that little bonus thing. So I was just like, cash out, cash out. There are many hidden rooms in these labyrinths. Use your bombs to destroy the walls. It is difficult to see all the rooms because the crystal ball cannot see every chamber. You must be very clever to defeat all the tricky traps set by the wicked demon Dearth. I love that everybody feels the need to tell me his name. It's like, I know what his name is. He's like the Heisenberg of the area. Say my name. But yeah, other than that though, so we also, after we went and got, you know, the food and whatnot, we went to the liquor store and they had this spiced rum on clearance there, and I understand why now, but we got it, and it was only like $20 for a fifth, so there's that hit detection problem, by the way. And we got it, and it was only like $20, and dude, it was so bad. Oh my god. First of all, it was 50% alcohol. 50. Like your average rum is usually, I don't know, maybe like 45 at best. Like they range between like 30 and 40, or like 35 and 45 is kind of what those normally are. You may buy a medicine to cure your wounds. The cost is 200 gold for a dose. God. That's way too much. Can I just get these bombs over here instead? God, give me those. I already have one of those too, so I don't need what you've got. But yeah, so we decided to try it just because, you know, it was cheap, and, you know, it was Matt and Colby and I, so it was just the three of us. We knew we could probably knock out the whole thing by ourselves. So we got some cherry coke, and it actually wasn't that bad, aside, like, the vodka bite that it had at the end of it. But that's not why I felt, you know, like I was gonna puke this morning. Like, I only drank, you know, I only drank one of those, so that has zero correlation with that whole scenario. God damn it. Ooh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can't move anywhere! But, yeah, dude, that's like the first time I've ever had a rum that had the same bite of vodka to it. You, like, even through the Coca-Cola, and Coke usually can cut through that stuff really well. There are so many hidden rooms and labyrinths for Dirth to hide the medallions. We hear that there are 4 separate spheres in which he has placed the medallions, ... land, subterrane, sea, and sky. Seek out and explore the spheres to save our world. For if you come back and you haven't saved the world, I'm gonna take my cane and shove it right through the front of your penis. Provided that I'm still alive by the time you get back, because I'm old as shit. So yeah, there was that, and then my luck with technology has been absolute shit over the last, like, 24 hours, I'm not even kidding. So my little pocket emulator, my Dingu A380 that I bought, I tried to load some custom firmware on it yesterday, to absolute no avail, because I found out that the model that I have is 100% incompatible with installing custom firmware on it, and so when I opened it up to try to figure that out, when I tried to close it back up, I accidentally broke off one of the shoulder buttons, so like the entire thing is gone, and I broke off the power button, so the thing just doesn't work anymore, and I'm really, really bummed out about it, because that was 120 bucks, and so now I don't have it anymore, and it's fucking stupid, because I didn't even have to do that in the first place, I just ruined it for myself. On the sphere, there are 2 secret crypts. Make your way through the labyrinths to the crypts. You didn't need to say that 2 sentences in a row, but hey, whatever. Each of the crypts, God. Or you can say the same thing 3 sentences in a row. Use the special compass to lead you through the maze. Okay. Yeah, obviously they really, really want to nail into your skull that that compass is the most important thing in this game. Which makes it easier for the average person, because, you know, let's be honest, the Zelda games on the NES were fucking hard. They weren't the easiest games in the world, so, you know, giving somebody an opportunity to make the game a little bit easier for just the average Joe, I like that. I like that they, you know, they cater to a wider crowd of people. I mean, obviously you're gonna have your diehards that, you know, they're gonna persevere and try through all that stuff no matter what. But hey, I think I've seen your brother before. The key is hidden somewhere in the many. I know everybody's got to tell us about the labyrinth. If you don't have the key, you cannot open the door to the crypt of the medallion. All right, well that's nice. Thanks for telling us. We already knew that kind of information. Why would they ever have a crypt in one of those places just wide open for you to walk into? Like he's not going to lock the door or anything. Oh, I mean, I don't think anybody's ever going to get in here, so, I mean, why should I? Why should I bother with any of that? It's not even worth my time. Okay, let's go up in here. And just because that noise is going to be extremely annoying, we're just going to do this. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to die or something? Wow, this guy's hair is crazy. Look carefully for a wall painted with a mural painted on it. Because I can't say fucking L's. Look carefully for a wall with a mural painted on it. Then use your bombs to destroy the wall. A secret opening will appear. Alright, well we just gotta find a room with a mural on it, is all that matters now. But, so yeah, that happened. My Neo Geo emulator ended up breaking this morning, which is really bad news considering that Neo Geo month is next month, and I can't afford to have that whole thing break down. I decided to try to, you know, upgrade it to a new version, because the one I had was old, but it was working more or less just fine. And so I get the new one, and it totally doesn't work at all. Like, everything that I had to stop working. And then I went back to using my old one, just, you know, being like, well, fuck it, I'll just use the working one. And that one stopped working. And then all of my game files stopped working. So I was just like, oh my god, this is bad. The crystal ball can give you a look at the many rooms of the labyrinth, blah blah blah. When you enter the labyrinth, find the crystal ball so you can see the map, but remember, there's still rooms that don't work with that because you're like the third person to tell me that now. Yeah, that's another downside here, is that a lot of the dialogue, it's really convoluted, and they've literally told us the same info a whole bunch of times already. But it's fine, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, it's definitely not a deal breaker being like, hey, this game sucks because I've heard the same information before. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna let that be something to ruin the game for me. I refuse. Hey, it's this old hag again. Do you wish to have the password? Oh, sure, why not? I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at that password! It's huge! Oh, it's terrible. But we can also use the file cabinet, which we'll just save it this way instead. Alright. Remember that you are always welcome here. Which, yeah, we are always welcome there. We'll go back in there. By the way, did you notice in here that the water is like almost like a houndstooth pattern? That's really weird. It's kind of freaking me out. So yeah, there was that, and then there was also the whole debacle of me trying to wipe my computer hard drive and then finding out that I don't have a system disk anywhere, so I can't do that. It's just, everything didn't want to work. And then, also, to top everything off, my phone charger cable, just my regular iPhone cable, somehow the thing just, like, fucking broke, and it, like, the charging cable part of it just, like, caved in, and so it's, like, all, like, diagonal, and it doesn't fit in my phone anymore. So I've been working, my battery is down to... Shit, it's down to like 7%. I need to go down to Fred Meyer and buy a new cable. You look a tad tired. Why don't you rest here for a short while? Oh, crap. I didn't have to use that little potion she heals for us. Son of a bitch. By the way, I saw her brown-haired sister earlier. By the way, did you ever notice that... So she lives down in there, and the only way that you can get in there is by killing those two little scorpion lobster things. So she's basically, like, once she closed herself in there, there's no way out. Like, she was never going to come out of there again unless I killed those guys to let her out at some point. And by the way, here's our first dungeon right off the bat. How about that? Alright, get over here. There we go. So, yeah, we've already reached the first dungeon in the game, which also is going to be where we're going to stop right here because, well, hey, we're at the first dungeon already, huh? And it's about the right time that I'm hoping to make all these videos at. So, when we come back on the next episode of Let's Play Neutopia, we're going to explore the first dungeon of the game and see what it has in store. It's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I'm really excited to do this series. As soon as I started playing this about a month ago, I was like, I really need to do a series of this. This is going to be really cool. So, for all of you Zelda lovers out there, or just people that love games like this in general, I hope you stick around, because we're gonna enjoy it. We really are. So until then, my friends, this is your host AMF1534 saying thank you guys for watching. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm gonna go down and have some soup and some crackers to kind of help soothe my stomach. The frozen yogurt I had earlier kind of helped out a little bit, but not entirely. So I'm gonna go take care of that, and I will see you guys in the next one. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Gonna be a fun series, guys. Bye.